Kid's got the camera. Today, Ken has told me that we're gonna go drive our SVC Offroad Raptor that we've had for quite a while. He hasn't told me where we're gonna be driving this thing. We'll see him in just a second to find out, so here we go. Hey Ken, what are you doing? Hey, this is that truck I just mentioned. SVC Offroad Raptor. Where are you taking me?
Man, I finally get to drive this thing. It's been here since Christmas, and I haven't driven it out that door. So, been a busy winter, lots of snow on the ground. It's finally spring, and we get to take this thing down to Moab and do some testing. It's a Raptor. I'm very familiar with Raptors. I drive one every day, but suspension setup and all that is quite different. So we're gonna go down to a couple of my favorite roads in Moab and play. So are you stoked? Are you stoked?
I am so stoked. I've been looking at this thing since December. We actually still have snow outside here at Park City, but Moab, amazing. I've only been to Moab once, so really excited.
It's gonna be very cool. I'm very excited to drive this thing. I wanted to do this right, and I don't want to go out and thrash this thing until we really had the right situation to go put it through its paces, be able to adjust suspension setup and really dial it in. So I want to do something bigger and better with it later, but today is the first drive and test. So SVC Offroad out in California built this up for me. They're the ones that actually did all the custom work on the Raptor track. So that's how we know them. But they've been doing a lot of custom work, fabricating different things on Raptors, and they make some very nice stuff. So it is, you know, a Raptor, and it is gray. It is not white.
So this is actually a 2017 color. This is called Avalanche Gray. For those of you guys following along.
There you go. Most of my stuff is black, as you can see. The RS200 and Mark II right over there. I love flat black, but this is a nice close second in my favorite colors.
What else is special about this? What else is special about these graphics?
Well, the thing about subtle graphics is you gotta be very stylish with them. So it's just a simple Hoonigan pattern, but this material is actually a reflective material. So that is inspired off the tone-on-tone black livery that we made for my Fiesta RX-43 for Gymkhana 8, which was shot in Dubai, and that car is sitting right over there.
Right there.
So all the black vinyl that's on here for this pattern and, you know, for the logos, that's all reflective. Let's just see if I can use my flashlight to see if on your camera.
I got nothing. Remember I told you I'd have a flashlight today? I don't. I'd have to go get one.
You sure? You see nothing?
Oh, I do now.
Yeah. It
All
kind of has to be in line of the actual lens itself.
I just love how subtle these graphics look on this, on RX-43, and just how the light makes it pop.
I hit a kill all tires in there on the back. And if you just glance at the livery, you don't really notice it, but that's a nice little detail. And there's even this, you know, skull with 43 on there too. And also kind of had fun even with the license plate on this particular truck. So it's we use HHIC, which is Head Hoonigan in Charge. It's kind of my job title at Hoonigan. And then of course, I don't really like a lot of the options for Utah license plates. They used to have this really rad one for supporting wildlife, an eagle, bald eagle with an American flag, but they don't make it anymore, which is kind of sad. The second best option to me was this old school snowmobiler.
That's exactly how Ken rides, by the way. That's totally him right there. Yeah.
It's a really funny image. So anyway, I guess I ride enough nowadays that I can claim snowmobiler, so I got the license plate.
So Ken, what are we running for wheels and tires on this thing?
Well, funny you ask that, because that wheel, Turbomac HD,
it's your wheel, right?
Yeah, but it's inspired directly off what you can see right here, which is a Turbomac that we have been running on the Gymkhana cars for several years now. So you can see it here on the Fiesta, you can see it here on the Focus RSRX, and you can even see it here on a Turbofan, which is a graphic put on over the Turbomac. So yeah, it's rad to be able to run a wheel inspired off a very high performance wheel on a truck. All right, well that's the general overview of it, but there's a lot of nice details on here that SVC put together, and I don't know all those particulars. Forrest does though. So give me that. Okay.
Kid's got the camera. All right, here we go. So we're starting at the very front of this thing. For me, this is what really just creates the massive just impact. Advanced Fiberglass Concepts did this fiberglass over fender to allow for a much wider track width. If you get down here, so SVC did different upper and lower control arms. We have an extended front axle, CV axle, extended tie rods. That really allows for suspension travel. It allows us to fit this big 37-inch Toyo tire underneath those extended fenders. So here on the front, extending out all the way to those fiberglass fenders is a SVC Offroad Mojave front bumper. So very pre-runner-esque. I love the way it blends in. I love the approach angle.
And the
Super
skid
cool.
plate underneath.
Yeah, proper skid plate.
For this pre-runner style, that bumper looks actually really good. That skid plate looks really nice, a lot of clearance, and it fits
All
this
new.
rigid light really well too. So it's a really nice setup.
Yeah, so we have matching top and bottom rigid adapt light bars. So these are super cool. We were not familiar with these at all. They came out maybe a year ago. They're really big in the off-road world because they actually run a GPS sending unit that adjusts the beam width based on vehicle speed. So faster you go, the more narrow and further out it gets. Slower you go, the more wide and kind of down low it gets. So that's super cool. We saw the controller inside.
And by the way, I really like that because that's what you need. I know that from rally. That's why we have big lights that send out light far down the stage. Yep. And then you have smaller lights that light up the stuff around you for turning. So this does it automatically, which is super rad. And you can adjust the color, right?
And you can adjust the color, yeah. So pretty much
I think you should go turn those on.
any color in the spectrum we can get up there.
So Forrest is going to blind me right now. There we go. Lower ones are on. Whoa! It's blinding.
Yeah, so this is a 50-inch rigid adapt. This is the biggest full-length light bar they make.
All right.
And look at how new these tires are too. They got the fuzzies on them. Get another shot of those control arms. They're really nice.
Get one from above on this.
So all Heim jointed. The thing about this kit is there's actually not a lot of welding involved to fit it. Just some spring perches and some stuff that's added. Actually, damper mounts as well. But for the most part, this is really a bolt-on kit that will fit any of the current body Raptors. Front is wider. Like we said, it's the full SVC kit in the front. It's the same with the rear. The rear is even a bit more aggressive. So we have a triple bypass damper on this thing. All that really means is that the damper is able to adjust in its compression and rebound throughout the entire travel of suspension. So instead of just having something that's the same sort of linear stiffness all the way through, having like a triple bypass in this case, the truck will ride really soft and normal suspension compression, and the more you compress it or eventually jump it, the more it will compensate and support that. So this is some super high-end stuff. It's not trophy truck level, but I would say there's like 15 to 18 inches of suspension travel on this thing, so quite a lot. And to make these triple bypass rear dampers work, we actually have what's called a bypass rack in the rear bed. So that's what you see here. And this is very reminiscent of a pre-runner because you still have this stock bed and then you have this whole bypass rack built up. Whereas a trophy truck, everything would be tube frame.
Hey Forrest, I hate to interrupt, but what's that?
So this is actually something that we got custom for you, Ken. And SVC will really do anything that anybody wants. These tabs right here will actually help locate the front tire of your mountain bikes.
Wow.
So we're going to be able to put mountain bikes right here standing up on either side.
Wow, that's funny. I just noticed that.
So yes,
I'm
this will fit your bikes.
that looks unusual. What is that?
This rear bumper is their Baja version 1 rear bumper. What's really cool about this is, first off, it's really tight to the actual frame of the vehicle, so you have a really good departure angle. So there's not a lot of overhang here. I like it a lot because it's got a trailer hitch to be able to haul the boat, and it's also got a bottle opener.
Wait, so I can go off-roading and haul my boat?
Yeah.
We need to start this thing. I need to hear how this sounds.
Hey, you know what? Before you fire it up, it should also be noted, while this truck is mostly stock, aside from some stainless exhaust, it's got a tune on it. It also has SVC's uprated intercooler, so that's a full aluminum intercooler setup. And again, all this stuff is available right on their website. So, all right, fire it up, boss. All right, so it sounds good, but let's get to Moab.
Yeah, I'm stoked to actually get this thing out of that door and go play. So let's make this happen.
Let's do something cool. Yeah, I got you. Yes, we've made it to Moab, everyone. It's amazing out here. And this guy's gone straight up this rock pile, getting shots of that beautiful thing.
I mean, it looks good out here.
It does.
I gotta take some photos of it.
We're here to test a bit and just get some miles on this. But, you know, this is a road that maybe if you're in a Can-Am, you can play around on a little bit. But it's a little tight. There's a little consequence.
Yeah, but that's just up here. This is how you get to the stuff I really want to drive on. So we're on Gemini Bridges Road. Yeah, we're heading back that way towards Canyonlands National Park. So we're gonna play on this road down in the valley, and then we're gonna take it out near Canyonlands. So these are a couple of my favorite roads here in Moab. I know this area pretty well. We're gonna enjoy the hell of it with this truck today.
The only Ford Raptor we've seen on these trails. There's a lot of Jeeps out here, but we got one of these.
I feel like this thing's a lot faster out here.
You ready?
Yeah, this road's a bit tight, but we're gonna go down into this valley, and there's some really fun, faster roads down there. So let's move down there for us.
All right, after you. If it looks shaky, it's just because I can't hold this camera very well, but this thing's unbelievably smooth. Like, I'm blown away with what you're able to just drive over.
This sort of truck isn't really my expertise, but it sure is fun.
But I think I'm gonna hop out. I want to see this thing launch and check it out at speed. What do you think, boss?
Sure.
All right.
I'm really tired of talking to you. That was fun. Even the end of the day, I'm still having fun with this thing.
Oh, so that's that. We're back to where we started. Truck is still driving. It's actually driving very well. No real surprises there. We knew it would handle it. It was just nice to be able to enjoy something like this.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Gemini Bridges Road turned out, you know, really to be the best option for us. We never made it. Even the Schaefer Road that I thought we were going to make it to today to do some more driving, but this road ended up being perfect for what we needed. And man, it really beat the crap out of this thing. So, and it's still going quite well.
This thing does everything that we'd expected it to do, and here we are, back at the parking lot. All right, and just to show you guys that this thing is still in one piece, here it is.
Thanks, Forrest.
You didn't break it.
Yeah, it may bent a little something here.
Yeah, it happens.
The tires are nicely worn in. Yeah, I really like these tires on this thing.
So for those of you guys that are probably wondering, Ken actually ran this thing in two-wheel drive most of the day. So we definitely took some of the sharp edges off the rear tires. What'd you think about two-wheel drive? Was it something that you'd probably do again?
Yeah, I think for here, just the consistent oversteer was really nice, and it hooks up really well. I did use the all-wheel drive a couple times, just in some of the areas where I wanted to climb out a little more. But yeah, both systems work really well. Just kind of depends on the driving style and how hard you want to throw it around.
Yeah, and I mean, that's the thing, you know, this is still a street truck. We call it a pre-runner. I mean, it's got, you know, some pre-runner stuff on it. Most pre-runners are really just a rear-wheel drive, so this gives us the option.
It was very good. I'm really stoked on this thing. Can't wait to bring it out again.
Well, thanks for taking us to Moab, Ken. That was a blast, man.
That was fun.
Hey, we need to do that again. That was weak. There we go.